Hello traders, so in this video I will discuss some mistakes I made when I was first starting my FTMO, and this is something for you to think about, something for you to learn from, so it's much better to learn from other people's mistakes instead of your own mistakes. If you decide to learn from your own mistakes, well, it's going to take a lot of time and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So the best thing you can do is to look around, see what kind of experience other people have, see what mistakes they made when they were first starting their FTMO, and then either do the exact opposite or try to fix the problem. So in this video I will share my personal beginner mistakes that I now see were a major problem and that I wish I knew when I was first starting my FTMO. As I said, following these steps, following this advice will tell you exactly what you need to correct in your thinking, and it will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. My first advice is, do know that you probably won't pass on your first try. So most traders actually pass on their second or on their third try. First try they usually fail. That's just the reality. So that's just how things go. We know that we as traders are waiting for those good periods. We won't be able to pass each month. Again, the market is volatile. We do not get the same trading results each month. Some months are very good, some months are break even, some months are even negative. And that is the exact reason why you can't exactly time when you will start a challenge. Again, if you pass on your first month, don't be discouraged. It happens to most traders. Most of the traders that I know actually passed on their second or on their third try. For me personally, I failed my first attempt and then I passed my second 50k FTMO challenge. Second advice, it will take more than a year to get from zero to funded. It will probably take around 2 to 3 years. So again, there is steps to your trading journey. If you're going from zero to funded, you first need to do back testing, then you need to do live trading, then you need to be getting some consistent live trading results, and only then can you think about doing a challenge. And for the challenge, it's going to take 2, 3, maybe 4 months for you to pass your first challenge, and then if you want to build up some capital, it's going to take another 2 to 3 months. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It's going to take 2 to 3 years for you to get from zero to funded with, let's say, FTMO or my Forex funds. Just a reminder, FTMO link is in the description. If you want to support the channel, make sure you click that link and then take an FTMO challenge. And of course, don't be taking challenges before you're ready. Please be prepared. And only once you start getting good live results should you start an FTMO challenge, of course. So many traders get some good results for maybe a few days or 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe they even have a good month and then they straightway jump into a challenge, and of course they fail because they're not yet consistent. If you rush the process, if you rush trading, well, then you will fail and you will lose a lot of money. The best thing you can do is get good at trading, get that good track record, get good live results, and only then can you start a challenge. So yeah, the main thing is just keep in mind it's going to take some time. It's going to take a few years, or once you're consistently profitable, it will take at least a few months for you to get that funding. It's just something to keep in mind in the back of your head to again not get discouraged if you come across a setback. Third advice, risk 1% per trade, not more, not less. So the mistake I did, the first challenge I risked 0.5%. I was afraid of hitting the drawdown limit, so the 10 trade drawdown limit if you're risking 1%. Fear got to me, and any winning trades were really small, so they were definitely not enough for me to get that 10% profit target. So because I was risking 0.5%, of course now my profit target is actually 20%, and getting 20% in 1 month is really hard. So stick to that 1% risk. It's kind of the happy medium of not being too large, so you still have 10 trades until you blow the challenge, and you can also make 10% in a month. Of course, some months we make very good percentage, around 10, 15, maybe even 20%. Some months were break even, some months were in the negative, but our winning months are much bigger than our losing or our break even months. That is how we make money. So please stick to this conservative, but also kind of the middle ground risk, which is 1% per every single trade. And then of course, once you pass, you can lower it to 0.5 or 0.25. Next one, pick the 100k account size. That's the best, that's the happy medium. So it's not too small, it's not too big. If you choose, let's say, a 10k or a 25k account, it's just too small. You're going to have to stack those small accounts. You're going to have to spend a lot of time passing these challenges. You want to choose at least the 100k account so that you can cover at least your living expenses from the profits. Let's say you're making around 5% per month, or let's say 2.5% by risking 0.5. Well, 2.5% is $2,500 per month. FTMO takes the 500, you're left with $2,000 per month, and that's definitely enough to cover your living expenses. If you choose an account size smaller than 100k, well, then that monthly income will be lower, of course, and it's kind of hard to live on $500 to $1,000. I believe most people need at least $2,000 per month to actually cover all of their expenses. And that is another mistake that I did. So first I picked the 100k account, I failed, I got scared, and then I chose the 50k account, which I passed, of course. And then I was hitting my head against the wall because I should have followed my plan. I should have just stuck to the 100k account size. I believe you don't need to go any bigger. Again, the 100k is a good price. It's around 500 bucks. So as I said, it is the happy medium, and it is what I definitely recommend, and it is what most consistent traders that I know actually choose. Fifth advice is to have a good live track record to gain confidence. So you need to trade live before you take an FTMO. You need to have a small live account with a broker, and you need to have consistent good results. You need to have months where you made at least 10% or 5%. Again, you need to gain confidence in your head that you can actually pass this FTMO challenge. If you don't gain that confidence, well, your psychology will come into play and it will wreak havoc, and it will definitely not end well. So build a good live trading track record of at least 6 months, and in those 6 months make sure you have at least 1 to 2 months where you made more than 10%, where you could have passed at least the first stage of FTMO. What I also recommend, and this is my sixth advice, is to actually do demo FTMO alongside your live trading account. You can then see how things work, where you place your take profit and everything like that, how you actually bank that 10% and how you actually bank the next 5%, how does the time limit work, how do the lot sizes work, putting everything into MetaTrader. So doing a demo FTMO before doing a real FTMO is really beneficial for you to just get used to how things work, and it definitely can't hurt, so I recommend it 100%. My next advice is to pick an active period when the market is really active, it's really moving up, it's really moving down, when you know you can expect some trends, to actually start the challenge, give yourself the best possible chance to pass. So we know that some months are slower, some months are more active. For example, Q1 of any year is usually really active. So we have January, February, March. April is also really good. So for example, this April I actually passed the FTMO and I made around 17 or 18% profits. So yeah, usually the beginning of the year is very, very good. Usually the end of the year is really slow. For example, November and December are usually slower months. You can see what the market looks like now. So it is December and everything is really range bound. Things are kind of winding down, slowing down. The bankers are going to sleep, going to holiday. So it's definitely best to look at your backtesting for the last 5 years and see what are the most active periods. For example, I will be starting my next challenge in Q1 of 2023 because I want to give myself the best chance for those trends to come. As you know, I am a trend trader. And in my backtesting, I have seen that usually Q1 is really active. My next tip, and this is the number 8, is to actually, if you're down on a challenge, again, you want to strive to get at least a free repeat. You want to at least be above break even at the end of each month. But if you're in the negative, so make sure you place one gamble trade and actually try to save the account. Try to get the account above break even at least a couple of days in advance before the expiration period starts. So this is one of the mistakes that I did. I waited for the last couple of hours of my challenge to actually try to save it. And then the market got really quiet. There were no moves up, no moves down. So maybe 2 or 3 days before your challenge expires, try to find the trend, maybe go on the lower time frames, try to save a challenge, but make sure you give yourself enough time to actually catch one smaller trend, and so that you don't have to rush, and maybe you will make better decisions if you will have a bit more time when you're trying to save a challenge. So my main advice here is just give yourself a little bit of time before your challenge ends to actually try to save it and get above break even. The next thing I want to discuss is once you pass, the pressure is actually on. Most people think, okay, once they pass, everything is good. They don't have to work, they just have to trade, make some profits, it's easy money and stuff like that. And that is why you have these services that actually pass the challenge for you, and then they kind of give you the account. It's complete bullshit, so definitely don't do it. If you can't pass the challenge, you will definitely lose when you will be live trading that account that they give you. So that's just pure logic. If you can't pass the challenge, if you can't pass the verification, you will definitely fail when you're trading the account live. So once you pass, there is actually real money in the game now, and the pressure is up. You can now actually make some real money, and it gets into your head. Your psychology starts to come into play. So it's now kind of a different mind game. Before it was just you pay a fee and then you do this challenge. It's like a game, but now you have the potential to make some real money, and it definitely plays with your head, and I know it played with my head. What I recommend, lower your risk 0.5 or even 0.25. Give yourself enough room to hit that drawdown limit. So please just lower your risk and treat live trading very seriously. It is definitely not a game, and you should not take your foot off the gas once you actually pass the challenge. And my final advice is, it's not just about passing. So you need to be able to consistently take out money from the markets. Many people just want the label, oh, okay, I passed the FTMO challenge, I passed the FTMO verification, I now know how to trade. Well, that's just not true. You need to be able first pass the challenge, second pass the verification, and then you need to be consistently able to take out money from the markets, be consistent every quarter, every year, and that is the hardest part. So many people can pass the challenge and the verification. It's not that hard, but what is hard is being consistent and being in this game for the long haul. So please just don't jump into these challenges for the label of being a funded trader, because that does not bring you any money. What actually brings you money is passing and then consistently making profits on that account. The label itself, so the bragging rights, are complete bullshit. That is kind of how I was thinking. I thought, okay, once I pass the challenge and the verification, now I'm a real trader. I can label myself as this funded real trader. But again, it's just in your head. It is just your ego that wants to have the bragging rights, but you're still not making any real money. So keep your eyes on the price. The real price is being consistent when you pass the challenge and the verification and you start taking out real money from the markets. You might ignore the things I just said, but you will not be able to ignore reality. The worst thing you can do is jump into a challenge without any preparation. You will most certainly fail every time, and even if you pass, you will lose the account because you're just not prepared and you had a completely wrong approach. Remember, 95% of traders fail their FTMO. Don't be one of them. Learn from my mistakes, take my advice, and actually do it properly. So that's it for the video, guys. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching calls, the link will be in the description. Go to my website, make sure you book a call. I also offer a 12-week program where I take you from zero to actually knowing everything you need to know about trading. So definitely go to my website or shoot me an email. All of the information is in the description. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in the next one.